Did someone say Weeaboots? Because I think I just heard someone say Weeaboots.
Fuck!
Welcome to another episode of Weeaboots, the anime review podcast from Gigaboost.com. With me today is Eric.
I was roped into this.
And Bob.
Hey, I'm here too.
And Zeon's here too.
That I am.
The rest of us are from Gigaboots.
We sure are.
And
Yep.
we make these.
I feel so outnumbered. It's weird.
It's fucking weird.
I miss Jeff from jeffshouse.com.
.gov, thank you.
We're going to set up that website now.
.co.uk. Yeah, today we're reviewing Little Witch Academia, the movie, and Little Witch Academia, The Enchanted Parade.
It really was.
One's a movie and one's an OVA/OAV. What the fuck happened?
Okay.
The one that's being called a movie is 22 minutes long.
Right. One was straight up just like a short film. I guess it was actually released in theaters. This, probably some sort of like kind of film festival thing. It was kind of just made on this small budget, very short film thing. The OVA was a Kickstarter project that got funded. I think it's only considered an OVA because it was originally released on Blu-ray to the Kickstarter backers. And yeah, that's how why it's classified as an OVA as opposed to being a film or like an ONA or a TV movie or something.
Cool. I wish we had this terrible habit in America, so that way if the movie comes out on the internet before it comes out on a distribution thing, we call it an internet movie. That way we all sound 50.
Yeah, to me, as far as I'm concerned, they're both short films. So
right,
yeah.
So
start calling them talkies now.
Because to me, like an OVA, I think should be reserved more for like a series.
Oh.
Like when it's like Hellsing Ultimate, to me is like an OVA. Gunbuster, Diebuster, those are OVAs.
We're not going to debate these terms because I will be here. I will be here trying to not choke everyone to death in this room.
Yeah. Oh Jesus Christ, man! This guy's got like a record.
Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about the cast, Bob.
So the director and original creator is Yoshinari. And he directed only Gurren Lagann Parallel Works OAV, which is like I said. I think it's at the music videos and stuff. Yeah. Okay. The Parallel Works is the music video things that they did. But he animated a ton of stuff at Gainax, like Gunbuster 2, Ava, Death in Reverse, Maharomatic. More I couldn't even list on here. There's just a ton of them. Yeah. And then the production is done by Trigger, which recently did Kill la Kill and Ninja Slayer from Animation, which did that review come out? I don't know. I think that was
the one that was lost. Ore Monogatari and Ninja Slayer. That was
which by the way, the unofficial official Gigaboots stance, I think, or Weeaboots stance on that was they were both pretty awesome. Or actually, like one was good, one was fucking hilariously awesome.
I liked Ore Monogatari more than Ninja Slayer, but Ninja Slayer was stupid as fuck.
Yeah.
I liked that.
And the full dub for that is out now, too.
An important thing to point out here is that Yoshinari is like not just the director, he's the original creator of this, so this is like his own writing and his own ideas. And character designs, everything seems to be done by him. Which is interesting. Like, I didn't realize he made Harry Potter.
Yeah. Let me just say, so let me just say that it's really refreshing to see something that oh wow, something that isn't based on a manga or a light novel or a fucking video game or something pre-existing.
It is not officially based on them.
Yeah, it is just some guy was just like, I have this original story, and it's like, I want to make this anime. And that's probably why it is these weird kind of, one's a crowdfunded OVA and the other one's a short film.
Because Japan's going through the same thing we're going through of you can't get things greenlit that aren't in the Marvel universe.
Yeah, this season, I think we got some actually original made-for-TV animes, not based on anything.
Straight up fucking animes, uncut, 100% pure grade.
USDA approved.
Black tar anime.
Put that shit in your pipe and smoke it.
No, really, put that in your pipe and smoke it.
You'll see some fucking Sugoi shit, man.
So yeah, I'm glad you immediately bring.
Let me synopsize this. You ever read Harry Potter?
Did you ever think, man, this would be great, except for all these dicks?
Get rid of the dicks.
Yeah.
And okay.
Yeah, just replace them all with little girls.
Get rid of Voldemort.
Make it
just
anime.
make a Sugoi idol, and you've got it.
Yeah, there is no villain.
I will say though that
Except for Ennui.
Except for high school.
I
The ultimate villain.
I will say
in most
though.
slice of life.
Okay, I've only ever watched 2 Harry Potter films. The
Yes.
first 2.
Okay.
I think those movies are fucking atrocious.
Oh, interesting. Why?
They're boring as fuck. They are so goddamn long, and really, especially the first one, jack shit happens, and it is so geared towards like really young kids. It is painful to sit through.
I don't know.
Bitch, go back and rewatch it.
I mean, I've seen it recently enough to be like, is it really super geared at kids? No. Because when I think of things that are super geared at kids, I think of like really weird pandering shit of like...
I don't know. It just,
Also, if we get into what the created subjects here are geared towards, we probably don't want to do that on an anime podcast.
Okay, look, all right? This is made for 35-year-old pedophiles. Okay, let's just get that out of the way.
Let's front load this review like all reviews.
You know, like, let's just be honest. I mean, this is definitely closer to our demographic than Harry Potter.
I don't want to think about that, so I'm not gonna. But yeah, no, it's that. There's a total of an hour and 10 minutes, I think, between these two things, because one's 22 minutes, the other's 50.
Yeah,
I think it's
Including
55.
credits.
yeah.
So yeah,
Oh, yeah.
117 minutes. Wait, sorry, an hour and 17 minutes. Yeah, so that's kind of it. Whereas Harry Potter, you know, the movies and the books do the universe building thing of like, let's go really in depth to the parts of the school and like characters in them and the universe's stuff.
Yeah.
This really just goes and has an adventure sort of thing of like, here's the struggle. The first one more adventuresome than the second. The original is really like it has a moment where it's straight up a fucking dungeon crawler, and they're like, you must go lower and lower into the dungeon and get treasure.
This
and
is like a crappy dungeon crawler.
Right, and then they
There are rare item drops.
after it's just fucking apparent, and you're like, it's like a dungeon crawler. They still had a character on screen go, it's like a dungeon crawler.
A shitty or crappy dungeon crawler.
Yeah.
So that's what this anime is. Hey Jay, what did you think of this anime?
I enjoyed it quite a bit. Way more than I ever enjoyed the first 2 Harry Potter movies, that's for goddamn sure, because it's just these 2 short adventures with these really fun, likable characters, this fantastic animation. You know, it is very much just, you know, Wizard School, the anime.
Yeah, we covered this in past episodes to some extent, but Trigger was created from the remains of Gynax, right? Like the talent leak from Gynax created Trigger?
Yeah, basically, Gynax hemorrhaged its talent into 2 other companies. Studio Kara, which was funded by Anno, and then Trigger, which I don't know who actually started Trigger. I think it's the guy who created Kill La Kill.
Yeah, and Gurren Lagann and
Yeah,
stuff. I think
yeah,
it's
like-
that
like
guy.
just- that
Pretty
guy.
apparent from the animation
Yes.
style of this.
Yeah,
this
like, I
is-
mean, you can tell by looking at those 2 companies, like, oh, like, that's where that team went, and now this is where this team went.
But yeah, you have your main character, Atsuko Ako Kagari, which her name is Ako.
Yeah.
Her nickname is. She's just main character material, like in the most incredibly overt way,
Yeah.
where it's like, I'm not good at things, but I have spirit, and man, I'm dumb.
Yes.
She's a Goku.
Yes. Yeah, she's your generic anime shonen protagonist, which is weird because she has a vagina, which I think actually
We don't know
keeps
that.
her from.
They didn't show it, which
True.
is why I'm angry. 2
There
out
was
of
not
10.
a single. There was
2
not
out
a.
of 10, no scissoring.
Let's say there was not a single panty shot of her. You know, I don't know if she's a tuck under tranny or not.
Exactly. Magic can do many things.
So that's why there are panty shots in every anime. I understand now.
Yeah, and so you
This
know
one doesn't-
which ones don't have dicks.
It's
And so you
canonizing
know which
stuff.
ones to jerk off to, Bob.
It's so they don't accidentally make you gay. Japan's really on top of this. America needs to get more on top.
It is their service to you, the viewer.
That's why it's called fan service, Bob.
Servicing the fans.
Yes, that's their service to you. In any case, she has two main friends, which is Lotte?
Yeah, Lotte.
Lotte Jansen?
Yeah, I don't think they ever say her last name in the show.
Yeah.
I got these from Wikipedia, though.
In any case, it's a shy girl who wears glasses. And then there's Susie Mambavaran.
Yeah, and I don't think her last name ever, I don't think Susie's name gets sent until way later, and because like the first time I heard Susie's name get referenced, I thought it was actually some sort of weird insult that I didn't get because it was part of them talking shit about her, and then later on when she gets called Susie again, I'm like, oh, that's her fucking name.
I thought it came up somewhere in the first episode, but I don't know.
But yeah,
right?
She's Akko's other friend and other roommate, and she's a sickly-looking chick who, makes poisons and potions and other things. And
she's the creepy goth chick in the back of your classroom.
Yep. Whose gown is too long to see her feet when she walks, so
hair
she just
over
wiggles.
eyes, bags under eyes.
Yeah.
She doesn't get enough sun or sleep. Or
Yeah, I mean,
looks
pretty
like a
much.
typical witch more of than any of the others, I guess.
Honestly, I think she looks more like your typical 16-year-old Hot Topic girl, but
I mean,
seriously,
infinitely more accurate.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, she is that weird chick that sits in the back of your class that nobody talks to.
Watamote.
I think she's not hypercharged enough to be Watamote.
Yeah, she's also not a horribly vile human being.
Right.
I don't know. She did have that potion that turned a monster into literally a pile of blood.
Acidic blood.
Acidic blood that melted through
was
stone floor.
That was for monsters. It's fine.
Yeah.
Fine, whatever.
Yeah, fuck
Still-
monsters, dude. I mean, they're not people.
So there are other people like Draco Malfoy. I mean, Diana Cavendish.
Okay, let me just say that.
Malfoy. I don't know.
Let me say, she is way more interesting than I've ever seen Malfoy be in those two movies. Because Malfoy is just little kid.
Let's turn this. What's so interesting about her?
The fact that she actually feels I feel like she's a slightly more layered character in the fact that she acts all proper and shit, but she actually is concerned about her rival, who really isn't a rival to her, and the fact that she even has that little thing of you could tell she's actually a fan of the witch, Shiny
Chariot.
Shiny Chariot, which everyone else is ugh, she's a shitty fucking fake ass witch. But you can tell she actually had a fandom.
Yeah, she's in the first shot of the anime, actually.
Yeah, and she kind of rejects that because she needs to keep up a certain appearance, and she seems her bitch persona is just more that. It is a persona that she needs to try and keep up appearances. Where with what I've seen from Malfoy, who knows, maybe he's a more complex, nuanced character than he appeared in the first two movies. But he just comes off as exactly as what she projects herself as, where she actually has that underlayer to her. That is the only thing, really. But I mean, still, in these two short films, very short films, by the way, I feel like she had way more character than that little prick ever did.
There's
They are the same in that they both have classist bullshit going on. I come from a family of blah blah blah.
Oh yeah, most
they're both
definitely.
Vegetas.
Yeah,
It's true.
Yeah, they are both the princesses of all science.
Saya people.
Yes.
On Weeaboots, we've canonized it. Jin means people, so you fuckers now all have to say Saya people and Nameto people.
Saya people, demon person, boo. Fuck you. I'm getting tired of hearing your bullshit in my comment section. You're saying it wrong. Fuck you. Now it's Saya people.
It's much more progressive that way. Goku might be gender fluid, so he's a Saya people.
He's people fluid.
Oh God! No, don't get people fluid all over the fandom. In any case, there's also Professor Ursula, who's an instructor at Luna Nova. And Luna Nova is the name of the academy.
Yeah.
Which I don't think was even covered in the show.
It was a little weird.
Yeah.
It was sort of there.
Yeah, I mean,
They had patches.
they didn't have
Luna
enough
Nova.
time to do a lot of world building. They clearly wanted to.
yeah, I mean, At least you can tell that this is like a fully developed world, but it's just like they don't bother bogging you down with throwaway dialogue.
Expository. I know you already know this, but I'll tell you anyway.
Yeah,
Actually,
in case someone's listening.
I was going to finish introducing the characters, but I'll just go into that because the other three aren't even there till the second one. I really don't feel this is super well fleshed out as a universe. Like, nothing about it to me seems like deep and steeped in world building. I've seen
really
some.
I mean, like this certainly isn't like Slayers where you watch it and it's like, oh yeah, that was really enjoyable. Then you actually pay attention to what they're saying. Like, holy crap, there's like 16 books worth of lore in this.
Yeah, it's almost like they built it from 16 minutes of lore. In Lost Universe, which is Star Wars, but stupid anime.
Fun fact, Lost Universe is also within the same canon as Slayers.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's a big multiverse, and
Yep. Oh, I know.
Yeah, that lore
That's
is
why
fucking...
That's why I like the anime of Lost Universe even more, because it's slowly ruining Slayers.
I don't have to watch Lost Universe, Dan.
But it just makes you a worse fan. I get it.
That just makes me better at anime than you are.
I've seen so much more anime. I'm way better at it. Actually, if anything, I would say you're now handicapped.
Can I get back into the Slayers anime, please?
No, you've had enough. And then in the second OVA thing, they just introduced 3 new deviants from the school. Who's Amanda O'Neill, who's a party girl who's very good at dancing and does
she's a thief. She's
aerobatics.
She also steals shit.
Yeah, I'm just reading what Bob wrote.
I just copied Wikipedia. And sometimes that bites me.
The only thing that I thought was interesting about her was that when in the scene she's introduced, it shows her like sneaking into a vault to steal something, and then she's caught with like witches with laser wands pointed at her head. I had to pause it. One of them in the background is this skeletal ass grandma on a walker smiling and pointing a laser wand.
I saw that. I was just like, what?
She's like,
It's really weird. And then there's Constance Broschbank Albrechtsberger, which is a scientific girl who doesn't look German in the least.
so who's the best person because she just has an
the
Xbox
hardest
friend.
to say name. Oh, okay. Yeah, she has.
She's in trouble because she brought technology to school.
You and your filthy technology.
Her familiar's an Xbox, okay? An Xbox that dances to Michael Jackson.
And Jasminka Antonenko, which
It's the fat bitch.
me and Eric, or I coined the one who eats.
She is the one
She
who
has very unsettling voiceover and dead, cold eyes.
Look, the eyes never open. We don't know if they're dead.
Sure.
That's why she doesn't open them. So she doesn't want to get her eye sockets unmoist.
I think
The worms might escape.
I think like the weirdest line that comes out of her mouth, it's actually like in the sub, is Anko does something and she goes, "Here's your reward." She gives her like a friggin' potato chip, and I was just like, what?
Yep.
It was just such a weird line. Like, here's your reward.
Yep. It was weird. It was really weird.
It's like, oh, good Anko, sit, have a bacon strip.
That's how she was raised.
Clearly.
I haven't killed myself, potato chip. I haven't killed myself, potato chip.
That's why she keeps eating to fill the void.
I do.
And the void
not,
just keeps getting bigger.
Yeah, I don't.
Much like her.
Thank you, Eric. That was the joke.
Yes.
Just thought I would clarify. We're talking to anime fans.
Okay, I'm just spelling it out for the stupid people, Jay.
Well, yeah, he needs to look. He's on an anime podcast. He should start speaking like an anime character, which means he has to say the thing that's been said twice already.
She's fat.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eric,
Thank you.
for your riveting commentary.
I don't.
That's why I'm here. What?
She's not enormously fat. She just has a round face that is slightly bigger and taller. So you know the fat one. Yeah,
honestly,
That's her character.
Honestly, though, I like considering she never stops eating. I'm like, why are you not fatter?
Yeah,
I'm offended because like
fuck you and your magic stomach.
I mean, like you look at her, it's like, okay, she's not obese. She's just got some extra cushion for the pushing.
I eat that much.
Little Witch Academia.
If I eat that much, I have to be hooked up to insulin to survive.
Right?
Jay from Hail Zeon says
She's got more cushion for the pushing.
About 14-year-old girl.
Put that on the back of the fucking Blu-ray.
It'll sell like hotcakes in an idiot farm.
Which she will then eat because she likes food. Did we mention she's overweight?
No.
Okay.
I don't like any of the characters.
Really?
Not a one.
Huh.
I don't find any of them endearing in any specific way. They do seem, honestly, like even more shallow versions of Harry Potter characters. I'm not a huge... The fan base doesn't fucking know, so I'm going to explain. I'm really not a huge Harry Potter fan. I owned a book. I read 2 and a quarter.
I read all
and
books
I
for the
saw 2 of the movie. Wait, no, I ended up seeing more of those, but that was because of some chick. But in any case, of my normal free will, I saw 2 of the movies. In any case, they aren't super personable. Like, none of these characters are super unique or endearing to me in any way. Like Goku is more endearing than our main character.
Yeah.
Goku's not endearing. We're all clear on that, right? Like, he's an asshole.
Oh, yeah. I mean...
Go on, I'm not coming out of the space pod until you're half dead.
Yeah.
I don't really like anyone.
I mean, any amount of joy you bring to the characters is stuff that you bring yourself. It's not extracted. Like, I like Science Girl because she looked at a magic school and went, fuck that, Xbox. Like, that's great to me.
Yeah, and I mean, like...
that's not something that's really communicated in the story.
Like, I like Susie because of her antics and shit. Like, how she's always just creating weird fucked up poisons and creating all this weird fucking chaos kind of inadvertently. But yeah, I mean, I could totally understand why you would just go, yeah, I'm getting nothing out of these characters because, it's just, they don't really bring a whole lot to the table. It's basically just,
I mean, they're not even they don't have really interesting backstories. They aren't characterized well through their dialogue. They mostly just stick to what their tropes are and own them. That's really it.
It is straight up their tropes, and unfortunately, because of the format, we don't get a lot of exploration because these are short films. It's all about here's your stock characters. Here's the tiny adventures they get to go on in these 2 short films.
Yeah.
It is definitely. So the characters are most certainly not the selling point here.
Yeah, they're just there to kind of cart around. Like, they clearly could have spent a lot more time on the characters that's what they were worried about, but instead it's just like, we want to draw cool stuff.
Yeah,
they're going to go on weird adventures and magic stuff is going to happen.
I will say though, I still I do like Diana Cavendish. I do like the Malfoy character. Because like I said, there was that hint of an undercurrent of a character underneath her snooty bitchness and classist elitism. Mm-hmm. And I actually do like Professor Ursula just because she seems like way more proactive than most of the other characters are. And just especially during the whole big debacle that happens in the second short film, where she's sitting there trying to play it off to the crowd as, this is totally part of the festival and shit, and we totally planned this. This isn't totally a horrible monster attack that's going down. Mm-hmm. I thought that was kind of an endearing little thing she was doing in that sequence, as well as the fact that she kind of has that whole hidden backstory as being she is a character that is referenced in it, and you find out in the first short film. Honestly, it's kind of like spoiling the first episode of an anime. Fuck it. She's, Shiny Chariot? Yeah.
Because she's revealed to have glowing, flaming hair at the end of the first one.
Yeah. She has this glowing, flaming hair. It's very heavily implied, but not clearly stated. But obviously, you're supposed to walk away from that scene going, oh, she's that broad. Gotcha.
So who's the Jesus analog?
The lion.
Oh, no. Which one do you want to nail, Dan? To a cross.
Oh, good one. Nice saying.
Yeah.
I'll tell you which one I want to nail. To a cross. That means it's okay to be perverted now, right?
No, Dan, I mean, you're still a pedophile, and the FBI's going to knock your door down.
Oh, no!
Now you're a pedophile and a murderer.
Oh, no!
But no.
Eric,
Yeah.
How did you feel? Talk about your feelings.
My feelings. I feel so many feelings. I mean, I thought it was okay. It was whimsical. It was kind of there wasn't really like much story to latch onto. It was just neat little whatever throwaway thing. The only thing that really bothered me, not unlike this is wrong through the story that they did wrong, but this like the second one, the Enchanted Parade. The parade, as it is initially, is a celebration of the witch hunts. And by celebration, we mean they have little girls go into the town and they get dunked in the water, drowned and thrown vegetables at then they explain like, we used to be persecuted, so we have this every year to celebrate it. That's like Black History Month was about lynchings and minstrel shows. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Look, they needed to appeal to the townspeople. And that was the only way to get the school built, I guess.
I guess.
You have to be tortured every year.
Yeah, great. Thank you. But I mean, otherwise it was fun. It was not I wouldn't watch it again, but it was a harmless little bit of entertainment. Why not? Sure.
Okay, Bob, how did you feel about it?
I'm pretty similar to Eric on this one, honestly. Like, I really like the animation. The animation is great.
Yeah, Jesus Christ,
really nice
so
to look
good.
at. But it's not a great story or anything like that to come into. You're not going to be watching the next, I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to think of it's not like a Ghibli film or something where it's like, yeah, I totally want to see that again. But it's just a fun little adventure. It's nothing I would highly praise, but it's enjoyable.
I noticed the animation quality was better in the first one than the second one by a pretty good degree. And
yeah,
like
there's
the best
more
way
frames.
to really have that click in is to finish watching the second one and loop back around to the first. Where it's just like, man, this shiny chariot thing has more frames than half of the other one.
Yeah, like I noticed that like whenever I was
which makes sense.
Like when I got to the second one,
Right.
because like when I was watching the first one, I'm like, God, the animation here is just there's just like. It is a different frame of animation, or it's a different frame of animation per each frame, pretty much. Mm-hmm. It's all like ones and twos, and it's like fucking great. You get to the second one though, and you can see it starts showing a bit more of that kill la kill thing, where they're removing a few more frames. It's making a bit more janky for slightly snappier animation. They're clearly cutting a bit more corners. I think that has more to do with the length and the fact that it was a crowdfunded thing.
Right, because its budget was around $600,000, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, which
They're about.
yeah, and like considering it's made on that kind of budget and it's that length, it's already like like more than twice the length of the first one. Yeah, I mean, like I still think it looks great. Hell, I mean, it looks better than most of the shit we've watched for Weeaboots, but yeah, like the first one that was fucking gorgeous. Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that was everyone's opinion, so I'll just drill further down on mine. Yeah, I wouldn't watch this again, and I probably wouldn't recommend it to anyone just because, like, if it was a smaller scale and had more interesting adventures, like, I feel like the adventure in the first one is like, I mean, they even say it's a generic dungeon crawler sort of thing, and it's like, okay, yeah, they're owning it, and like it's weird that that's in the school, but they don't show how the school is connected to anything else or anything like that. There's no world building in that way. And then in the second one, it's literally like, guys, we got to prepare the parade for the culture festival, and by the culture festival, I mean our Shameful History Festival.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that at all. I wish either one went on an interesting or unique story, like involving them traveling or like digging down more into what the world was and like having something interesting happen. But really the only MacGuffin that's remotely interesting is how Shiny Chariot's wand plays into the Sorcerer's Stone.
Yeah.
And that powers the magic in the town.
They did have a chance to go into it because one of the opening scenes for the first one is a history lesson. But it's not used for any world building. It's just, oh, she's asleep in class. Whoa, antics. And that's it.
Yeah.
Like,
I guess we get a little bit more with
she's Goku in class.
There's some sort of sealed monster in town that's...
that was the one piece, yeah.
Yeah.
What was
it was really strange that it's like this horrible monster sealed in town and the mayor's like fuck it, destroy this thing. I don't even care. And it's like, what is the relationship between the rest of the town and these witches? And then the little boys like tomato them, and it's like, what is with this? They're doing magic 10 feet over there. What is wrong with you people?
It's like the X-Men. It's all allegory. The witches are the blacks.
But now
I'm sorry. Like, the witches are the Muslims. Sorry, we got to keep this curtain up to date.
Yeah. Thank you.
I think you mean the witches are the Christians? They're the ones who's being... I'm sorry, I almost vomit.
I hope that they get your sarcasm.
Oh, it's so sarcastic, please. Oh, God, it's so bad.
But yeah,
dear sweet Lord. Does anyone really remember any of the music from any part of either of these?
Wait, there was some little happy ditty, but
yeah, I mean, there's like a few things that oh, that sounds kind of nice. But yeah, like I was really immersed way more into the animation and the visuals. Mm-hmm. The music was pretty forgettable. There isn't an intro or an outro because these are short films and not like a show. Yeah, I feel like these are a decent pilot for a way more interesting series. Like if they made Little Witch Academia like the 13 episode series, I'd be down for that because you can explore more and do like an overarching story, maybe flesh out the characters a lot more because it has a lot of potential, I think. And this really, I mean, you can tell the people working on it are really passionate about it. It's just, for these short films, they just wanted to make a cute short story with some fun adventure and some nice animation.
Yeah, and so, like, to me, I feel it's, like, so bare bones that it's kind of like you just said, the hero's journey has a lot of potential, and they could really make a good series out of it. It's like, Harry Potter. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Did. I feel like there's so little here to be like, this is our calling card. This is what makes our universe so great. So I feel like it's kind of lacking as a sort of, like, green light pilot sort of thing.
Like, when you compare it to things like Gurren Lagann and like Kill La Kill, things that these guys have been known for.
Or even the 7 Deadly Sins.
No.
As I now step in to fully dethrone these two as biggest asshole on Weeaboots, I think 7 Deadly Sins is better than this. Jay's face is enjoyable right now. I'm just drinking it up.
I'd rather watch 26 minutes of something that looks great than like the 30 hours or whatever that series is of something that looks terrible.
Okay, and that doesn't matter to me. I don't care about the superficial stuff over like what they're doing with dialogue. I
was talking to Agro about 7 Deadly Sins because like he was really digging it too. Like he was digging it more than we were, and he was just like I spoke to him like later on, like when he got like around like episode like 13 or like 15 or something. He goes, man, that show just keeps getting worse.
Oh, yeah, no. Shortly after we stopped watching, you remember that guy from the first episode who was ridiculous? Like the military guy who's like, conclusion. And he would just say what his, they just murdered him in a throwaway scene because they thought it was funny. But it's like, no, that's not funny because we liked that character. You have misjudged this situation. Damn you. But yeah, no. And that's fair, as that one kept going on.
Yeah. Okay, I will say, the second, short film, it had, the lower budget thing. It was very apparent. Like I said, still really, really damn good looking. Just, it was clearly just didn't have the as much money,
right,
as the first, or maybe it had the exact same amount.
It didn't have the budget density that it needed to hit that same mark. Yeah,
but I will say, Jesus Christ, the CGI in this is some of the best CGI integration I've seen in the 2D.
I guess it would speak to how good it is. Where I go, what CGI?
The monsters. Like the big dragon shit. A lot of those scenes are CGI, and I only noticed because of
I don't think they are.
No, dude, I'm like either that or they're super just that damn on model. Like there are certain parts, especially like the closer the creatures get to the camera and stuff, and like when she's riding on the dragon, or like when that big Titan thing.
Like for the Titan thing, they used gradient fills. So it makes it look weird when it moves, but
no. I'm talking about like its armor. Like if you look at its armor, like its metal arm and metal leg, you can tell that it's CGI. It's really hard to tell. But Jesus Christ, it's CGI, and like parts with the dragon was also CGI. Not all of it, but parts, and it's like, but like it pretty much does that thing that like Resurrection F did, where they would switch like mid-scene, like between like CGI and transition into 2D, except it wasn't horribly jarring as fuck because it was really well done and done properly.
The CGI I noticed actually looked fucking terrible, where it was a 45-degree angle of them traveling down the street on the boat in the second part, and the buildings and everything were all done in CG, and it looked pretty bad. That's what I noticed. Bob, how about you?
I didn't notice that one. I'm still like, I don't believe that they did that, because
I was looking at it, and a lot of it was, as I was saying, gradient fills with like silhouettes moving over it.
Yeah, I could see it being like them drawing over CG created stuff, but I don't know. It looks too hand drawn.
Yeah, I know, and that's the thing. Like, I had to like go back and recheck it. Like, I mean, because I was like, it looks like super on model, and like just like the way the characters, like the way that they were moving and stuff. I'm like I could be wrong. It could actually be 2D, but it really, yeah. There is the gradient fills like on the Titan and stuff, but like, but if you look at its arm and leg with the metal and how it just looks like it looked CGI to me, or it's just super just that damn on model, which is ridiculously impressive.
Right.
The fact that they were able to maintain that, considering how squash and stretch, like how much squash and stretch is going on with the animation in general, for like those sequences to just be that damn on model, where usually this style is meant to be very fluid, so it gives them a lot of leeway to do really rubbery, kind of really animated sequences.
Right. That's sort of the Gurren Lagann Kill la Kill sort of look.
Fully coolly, yeah.
Now, Eric.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you the hard questions.
Sure.
How does this compare to Nichijou?
I mean, Nichijou's better. Nichijou
blowing my mind.
It is longer, but I laughed a lot at Nichijou and enjoyed myself, and this was kind of like popcorn entertainment. It was like, okay.
Yeah.
Neat little adventure, but like I'm not gonna really remember this years later, but I will always remember fuck shit from Nichijou.
I think there was maybe one scene in most OVA things that I laughed.
What was it?
I'm trying to remember.
Oh,
Can't.
You're just theorizing here.
No, I know I laughed during
okay.
it.
You're like, I'm looking back, I theorized that this was funny.
It was probably one of the Susie things. I remember some of those were pretty decent.
Yeah.
Her melting the Minotaur into blood puddles.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, that was great shit. But yeah, I definitely can agree with like all you guys. Like, it's just it is light fluff popcorn entertainment. It is it is just cute little fun adventure with adorable little witch girls, and it's just these little short films, these little vignettes that they just want to like tell a cute little story with some really nice looking animation. Like, I would like to see a series, honestly, because I like I have faith more in not necessarily what they've had to show here. It's like, look at all the potential that's here, but more of just I have potential in I have faith in the studio and the people that work on these kind of shows.
Right. And that would be nice, but
and there's lots of cool like art in things. It's not just the animation quality, but
the design.
I mean, it may be all like a parody almost of Harry Potter, but they take their own take on a magical world, and they have neat little
wands.
Yeah, like a wand where everything turns into everything. Like, wand's now a bow, now a broom. Like, holy crap! It just whatever. It doesn't matter.
The other witches like pull little wand attachments for brooms.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah,
because it specifically has to be a broom, so they take like their wand, and they put a little brush attachment onto their wand to make it a broom, and then they can like use it to levitate.
And still, Techno Girl's the best, where she just takes out her Xbox, turns it into a barrel, inserts her wand, and it's a gun now, and shoots lasers at kids.
Yeah, I think those are the best parts of this.
Yeah. And I feel like that kind of creativity, like you could like if you had a series, you could do a lot more of that stuff and have a lot more interesting moments, and maybe like compact them a bit more into like episode formats.
Yeah, I mean, for fuck's sake, if they could kill this mess.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, like give it like
I don't know what Kill la Kill would be if it was an hour and 17 minutes long.
Yeah,
it probably wouldn't be as good.
Probably wouldn't at all reflect the weird depth that series has.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I already said it, but just before closing, we'll just go through each person, whether or not you recommend it, etc. I really wouldn't recommend this to anyone. There wasn't enough to bite into for me, and though the art stuff's kind of neat, it isn't overtly interesting in a weird, like say Angel's Egg look sort of thing, or crazy artsy look.
Yeah,
of,
yeah,
like,
it's
good
not,
God, look at that. That's fucking nuts, or fluid beyond comprehension or anything like that. So for me, there really wasn't anything, just because lack of characterization in that. Bob, would you recommend this?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you're a fan of anime, you probably want to see it. It's one of those. I don't know. If you're a fan of anime for the sake of art,
Yeah.
then you'll probably want to see it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty much on the same page as Bob. Like, you know, especially like if you're a fan of like Studio Trigger or Gainax, you know, you like that flair, that stylistic flair that they bring to their animation. You just want to see something cute and short, just kind of like some light fluff. You just want some nice light, you know, cute entertainment. You know, you can get that in this, and you can get some really nice looking animation. You know, yeah, its own little unique quirks. You know, universe quirks. Like I said, friggin' putting bristle brushes on wands. Yeah. You know, just this cute little things like that kind of make the series its own. Yeah, I would totally recommend it, because I mean, it's short enough to where I don't think that even if you go out of it like with your opinion of just like, it was you won't feel like, Jesus Christ, I just wasted my life watching 13 fucking episodes of this piece of shit, you know.
Yeah, you could probably watch the first one and then know pretty well if you're gonna want to watch the second.
Yeah, and I think that's really sums it up very well. You watch the first one, it's like, well, I spent 20 minutes doing that. Do I want to spend like another 50 doing another one of these?
Eric?
It was inoffensive enough, but like we all said, there's not really a thing that didn't hook me in. It's like it's a magical school, and it's all stuff we've seen before. I would probably recommend it to like a younger audience, but if an older person with demanding more out of a story or their entertainment, then it's a bit too light, I think, for them.
So next week we're gonna review The Spirits Within, because I hate these fuckers.
Okay.
And Project Echo. Project Echo.
So
Jay's like, no, you are not stopping this recording.
No, I was just gonna say, like, so fun fact. It actually took us a while to decide what the hell we were going to do for Weeaboots this week, because we kept like bouncing back ideas.
And these motherfuckers, okay. We're like, oh, we're going to do Echo, but we need something for Echo, so we're going to do this and that, and it's like a coupling of classic anime. First it was Lupin and Conan, then it became Project Echo and this classic anime I won't list it here because we may review it at some point. Mm-hmm. And then it became, well, we could do the Street Fighter movie and Fatal Fury, right?
Mm-hmm. Right, but that would still require one of us buying Fatal Fury.
Yeah, and we just kept bouncing around ideas, and like, you know, Dan's like, yeah, I'm down with this one. I'm
down with this one. I love this. And Bob's like, Little Witch Academia, the fantastical magical parade came out. That is relevant. We should cover it. And Jay's like, yeah, and I'm just furious.
Yeah, Dan just goes, you fuckers! This is the one. That's like the one thing that I just don't give a shit about. Every single option is like better.
It was like, Dan, we could go from Watamote to Project Echo, and I'm like, okay, cool, I am down with that. And then it was like, Dan, we're watching this fucking magical school anime.
For me, I just walked in today and they were like, we're watching this, do you want to watch it? And I was like, oh shit. I'm friends with them, God.
Yeah.
But at least it wasn't as terrible as I was thinking it might have been. I still would have liked to have stopped watching before it was done. But in any case, yes. Project Echo and The Spirits Within.
Spirits Within.
We'll decide decide next episode if it's anime.
Point Break. Why don't we review that? I like Point Break.
Point Break's so anime. I love Keanu-san.
It is pretty anime.
He's from Hawaii.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Weeaboots. Go check out our video game coverage over at Gigaboots on YouTube, and consider supporting us via Patreon so we can continue making Weeaboots. Jay from HailZeon.com is Hail Zeon on YouTube, and our theme song is Android by Luckhash. You can check out more music from Luckhash at www.luckhash.com. Oh, and if you could, write a review for us on iTunes.